Check this out. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar when I met you. I picked you out, I shook you up and turned you around, turned you into someone new. Now 5 years later on, you've got the world at your feet. Success has been so easy for you. But don't forget, it's me who put you where you are now, and I can put you back down too.
Daddy, break it on down. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now, my hut. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. When you're in my hut, you know what's up. Let your mind be free. Relax your body. Jump, jump a little higher. Jump, jump until you get tired. House your body. House your body.
Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me?
Break it on down.
You know I don't believe you when you say that you don't need me. It's what you like to find. You think you change your mind? You'd better change it back or we will both be sorry.
House your body to the base. I'll say it all over the place. Don't let nobody in your way. Night's your night, today's your day. After a girl, still you wrong. House music all night long.
Say what?
House music all night long.
Say what?
House music all night long. House music all night long.
I house you. I house you. I house you. Don't you know that?
Check this out.
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. That much is true. But even then I knew I'd find a much better place, either with or without you. The 5 years we've had have been such good times. I still love you, but now I think it's time I live my life on my own. I guess it's just what I must do.
Break it on down.
Girl, I see you. Do what you do. Go on, girl, and act the fool. There's no need to play it cool. Everybody shake your body. That's gonna make this a real house. Come on, stick with me. I'll do things the way they should be. Your house until you sweat, but you ain't seen nothing yet. House is cool and you need it. If I feed it, you should eat it. Say, house your body, house your body. Say, house your body, house your body. You know my G will say you're wrong. House your body, say what? House your body, all night long. Yeah, do that.
Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me?
Yes, people. How are we doing? Good to see you. Great afternoon. It is just short of 5 to 3, the 11th of March, and I'm feeling all right. Hope you're feeling all right. Pretty decent day, bit overcast as usual Manchester shizzle, but I can see hints of blue, so everything's all good. Hope you're doing all right. Let me just have a look for this while we are on it. No, I don't want that one. So I hope you're having a blessed day, guys. Let me just jump in there. Grab, what was it called now? Is that it? Is that it?
Really bored in.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Got it. How you doing? Afternoon? No, mate. No. As you could see on my next post after that, I went perusing like you do. But I didn't find anything that quite suited my taste, to be honest with you. So I think I'm going to keep looking. That's going to be more of an eternal journey than YouTube. Telling you, people go, mate, you're growing in your journey. Just wait till I get that dining table. That's the growth. That's the journey in itself. You know what I'm saying? So afternoon all, and afternoon if you're watching this retrospectively, evening, morning, whenever you're watching it. Thank you for jumping on. Well, yeah, without a doubt, it's a very controversial issue, contentious. Freedom of speech is just that, innit? And taking all personal feelings away from how I feel about this guy, what he said in the past, there's been many things that I've gone, you go, Piers, you go. And there's been many times I've gone, man, you're way over there, you know, you've come across wrong there. Who do you think you are? You're kind of looking like, you know, there's been all ranges. And I guess anyone that's opinionated might have that effect on people at some point. What's scary is the climate that builds around people that just are expressing their opinions. And that is the thing that, you know, instead of reacting to the person or even what they've said, look at the circus that follows and look at how there has to be a bad guy, someone has to be shot over this, and it's that environment that's ugly, and it's the casualties that go along with it. That same again, I've said it before, I'm not even going to touch the issue per se, but the element of what had happened to him and what he'd said, not that I agree with him, not that I like him as an individual, doesn't matter who he is. For me, I feel an opinion is an opinion. I think the common man will look at it and make their own decision as to whether he was right to say it. To have an establishment and a narrative that then has got to come out on the attack and suppress any person that's like this, same again, not making it personal, that is the danger. That is the danger, that you're going to end up in a society where you've got people who cannot express their opinions. And I don't know whether I want that. I don't know. You can't eradicate people's opinions, can you? You know, and it's almost like a blanket narrative, that'll do. And if anyone disagrees with it, we're coming for you. And through collectivism, the collective mind, through media, through the way we can garnish people's opinion through media and social media, they're going to come for you as well. But yet we're all craving free speech. So it's like you can't have it both ways, can you? But not allowed anymore. I know, woke, and it's shocking. Wow. Well, I don't know, can't verify that, but maybe it will. Same again, then that makes it an issue for whether he needs to be spoke about how he delivered his opinion, or the people themselves, viewers, actually realizing, do we want to watch him? The ratings will drop such a level that the decision will be made for itself without the complaints, without people having to have this bad guy, and without the bad guy then having to be publicly prostrated and basically bitch slapped. And that's what it feels like. And he's got an opinion. I don't agree with his opinion. I felt he come across wrong. I felt he overpowered pretty much every person that was speaking on the issue on the panel. Even the co-host, the female co-host, you could see it. She'd had enough of him. She's probably had enough. It was almost like a couple that you can tell. I can see it in a woman when a woman looks at a man and she's been with him 40 years and he just keeps coming out with pure shit. And she's had enough where she's almost like switched off to it. But then it becomes countering everything they say. So when they say something, because it's so frigging over, then the missus will come in and constantly be kind of really, and then this little tip. And that's what it felt like with them two. So I think she'd reached the end of the tether as well. So, but still, I'm not saying that he was right. He has got an opinion. And it's a shame that we do all seem to want to do this when someone expresses their opinion. It's, for me, I'm not going to start picking right and wrong. They've both got an opinion. And that opinion should be duly accepted within the realms of it. Not overpowering, not making it look like because I've got a louder voice, I'm going to dominate over the conversation. He done it to what I could see, two gentlemen and a female. So as an individual, I'd say, man, you delivered it too strongly. You could actually be construed as being a bully there, the way you delivered it. Now, it's understandable that his emotions were running high and he feels deeply about this. Ultimately, it's only an opinion, Piers. Don't let that shit get to you too much because you're all right. How has it affected your life in any way? People that are coming out on comment sections and probably got an opinion either way. Whatever you think, I'm not telling you you're wrong. How has it affected your life? Does that now justify you getting such a strong opinion that you have to back? And these are questions that I'm like, it's a circus. It is a circus. Everyone's got to have an opinion and their opinion's always right. And that means we're going to go out on the attack if we can get enough consensus behind that opinion. And it's like, it's just an opinion. What damage are we doing by being like that and making sure that we have to burn the witch? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just slightly change the subject here and then I'm going to go back. I was on a beautiful chat yesterday. Dolly Daydream, wonderful channel, right? So high vibrationally, very creative, you know what I mean? Soothing. And she's woke. The subbers on there are all chilled out. I went on there and she was doing some creative stuff, doing artwork. And it was great to see, just a nice chilled moment. You know what I mean? I come in, I was having banter with a couple of the mods on there, and I must admit, I'm one of the blessed ones because I've been made a mod. I'm made Blue Spanner Man now, you know? So I went on there feeling very proud of being a Blue Spanner Man, and, you know, I'm watching, and this was the stream. Beautiful. She was creating drawings and paintings and, you know, just having a gentle chat while she's doing the creative stuff. And I'm thinking, man, sweet this. I was working at the time. And then I noticed something. There's something in the background. And I was like, right, you know what? Red Pill Phil, painter and decorator, husband, pseudo independent journalist. So I've got to call it out. I've got to say when I see something going on, right? Something very creative is happening on Dolly Daydream's channel. Not only is it creative, but it's mystifying, right? I don't know what she's doing, but she's managing to make animated pictures come alive, right? Hear me out here. I'm watching this stream. You know when you got a picture on the wall and their eyes are just following you no matter where you go, it freaks you the hell out, right? And some pictures, depending on what it's depicting, will freak you out more than others, right? We've all been there. I'm looking at this, right? Nelly in the background. And the eyes, they say the eyes are a window to the soul, right? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here, right? Because I feel this elephant as if my soul was an open window. This elephant has just crawled right in and it sat in my living room on the couch, albeit that living room is the center of my soul. So we have to talk about the elephant in the room, literally, right? It was freaking me out. I didn't say nothing at first, just having a little bit of light banter with people. And as Dolly's moving backwards and forwards, you know, it's like the thing's doing this. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know whether I'm going mad or Dolly is creating something so mystical here that the whole world needs to know about it. So then I start just asking questions, really. You know what I mean? Just basic questions. And I think I've got every right to, being that, you know, I want to know what I go on in. So I'm like, there you go, look, blue spanner man there, red pill Phil, halfway down. That elephant is looking at me. Funny Dolly. You know what I mean? And at this point, I don't know whether anyone's taking me seriously, but I'm being fucking straight out serious. I'm like, what's going on here, right? Something's freaking me out. Could be me, might not be me. So I put in another comment and thinking someone's going to appreciate what I'm saying here at this point, aren't they? Right? So people are cracking on, and I'm like, is that elephant staring at anyone else? Staring anyone else out, or is it just me? The elephant doesn't like me, right? So then I think people are starting to get it. Emma, who had a bit of banter about, and yeah, Emma, I do want to borrow your straighteners because I've got a bad hair day, as you can see. She puts its rolling its eyes at me. And that, yeah, it's quite amusing. But considering where I'm at this point, I'm freaking the fuck out. So it's all right, people having a laugh. I wanted confirmation. I didn't want someone to massage my anxiety that's going on within me at the moment. But I love you, Emma, and thanks a lot for that. And then Lois was like, yeah, he's sneaking a peek at you, Phil. And I'm like, thanks, guys. You know what I mean? I'm like, my paranoia level's gone from 0 to 60 now. I'm off the fucking chart here. So I'll stick this in. And then Indigo lets me know that was commissioned for Indigo. Okay, I think she's one of my subbers. Lovely lady by all accounts. Yeah. That's my elephant. He's just letting you know he sees you. And I thought, right, that's 3 strikes and you're out. You know what I mean? I'm not having this. It's like I'm being gaslighted here. I'm freaking out here, right? And none of these comments are actually allaying my fears. It's almost like you're in cahoots with the fucking Nelly and everything else. I mean, look, we've got Dolly Daydream there, look, with the eyes. And I've got that thing there, look at that. Look, Nelly. Navy Nelly. So it really got to me. And I went, weird or what? Like them pictures that follow you around the room. And then I answered, Indigo, yeah, man, I am intimidated. And to be fair, I had a phone call to make, but it couldn't have come at a better time. I'm like, summer I go on Dolly Daydream's chat room. And nobody sees it but me. She's creating little pixies in the medium of drawings. All right, 1 second. 1 second, guys. Let me just oh, apologies, guys. Apologies. Oh, wow. Right. So, yeah, Dolly Daydream, some mystical shizzle going on there. Sub to that channel because she's bringing pictures to life. And that's all I can say. She's bringing pictures to life. So, enough about that. Dolly, you're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. And all the subs and mods on there at the top as well. We do have a good crack. So, thank you for having the patience while I was on the phone there as well. Do apologise. Right, okay, let's get on with this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play a video first of Sky News Australia that was just putting out a little 4-minute video explaining from their position on how they perceive what has happened, or particularly one individual, one anchor. And I think it's a point that's valid, and it's a point that makes me think, you know what? Yeah, let's look at it from that perspective that you pose it from a little bit before I make a judgment, before I get outraged, before I have to instill my outrage on society because of this. Because it's too contentious, it's causing too much damage by just reacting. So here we go anyway.
Really bought into the Meghan Markle thing because you've got your opinion on it. Nothing I'm going to say is going to change it one way or the other. But just a quick little comment that you haven't heard about the Piers Morgan part of this. Now, Piers Morgan, when he loves controversy and he loves attention, right? He got it by being a mate of Trump and then being a hater of Trump, and he has been consistent and almost over the top in his criticism of Meghan Markle. This, in part, is what he said on Monday morning on his breakfast show in the UK.
What did they say to you? I'm sorry, I don't believe a word she says, Meghan Markle.
Well, that's a
I wouldn't believe it if she read me a weather report. And the fact that she's fired up this onslaught against our royal family, I think is contemptible. Her camp immediately said they can't be believed. Those victims can't be believed. And yet we're supposed to believe everything Meghan Markle now says about her own terrible ordeal of bullying and racism and all the rest of it. You can't have it both ways. We're not allowed to believe the apparent victims of her own bullying, but we have to believe everything she says.
Now, the UK is way woker than Australia is, and it is a harbinger of when you let the activists write the rules, because they have, among other things, legal consequences if you do things in the middle of a professional soccer game that displease the wokists. They also have a media regulator, not too different than the one that we have here in Australia. And just like the one we have here in Australia, people who never saw the show, but they saw somebody dob about the show on social media, they of course can run off and complain to that regulator. Some 41,000 people did so, but it's the idea of the media regulator deciding who can and can't say things outside of the obvious things about discrimination, the obvious things about defamation, that even hardcore leftist journalists in the United States see as a bit weird. Now, Jake Tapper is one of the great Trump haters over there at the Biden Booster Network, but he tweeted this out, and it's worth mentioning here, that this is what happens when you live in a country where there is no free speech amendment instantly, referring to the mob running off to the regulator who, because of the way the system is set up, are guaranteed to sanction the person who said something that you simply disagree with. You can find the host detestable, but they didn't break the law in any meaningful way. He goes on to say, because this is a faux government body, that governments should have no role in policing news broadcasts. You can tweet Piers what you think about his comments, and that's not what this is about. Now, I say this as a bloke who disagrees with the way Jack Tapper does his job and the way that he's boosted Biden for an awfully long time and turned every controversy about Trump into front page news. He's right about this. And too few people in our media industry fight back against the type of regulation that some government bureaucrat who listens from radio to Radio National from morning to night sits there in judgment on whether Kyle and Jackie O are offensive. Some government bureaucrat who watches nothing but taxpayer television from morning to night turns around and decides whether something that they heard on Talkback Radio was offensive. Now, I get it. There is a responsibility when you have access to one of these and you're talking to one of those. And yep, sometimes you will make an absolute dick of yourself by saying something that you just got too fired up about. But the idea that you can be sanctioned for it rather than just punished by your audience who say, I'm off, of course, is an absolute limit on free speech. I'm not a big fan of Piers Morgan. I don't care about Harry and Meghan. But I certainly care about a media environment where people who you disagree with can continue to provide for their families, but more importantly, to give you a diversity of opinion, when supposedly diversity is what we're all about right now.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. And me personally, watching that video made me step right back from this circus. Like, it's just a picture on the wall, and seeing it for the stupidity that it is. And like a lot of people have said, the distraction element within it as well, that it gets people running over there and worrying about something, you know, when there might be other elements within the monarchy that you need to worry about. I mean, the one thing I will say is the one point that doesn't seem to be made apparent, which is just as important as this racism that has gone through, that seemingly now means every member of the royal family and England is racist because of it, according to the way the Americans portray it. The control mechanism that Harry was talking about, as if to say that he felt, and he explained it like he'd escaped a mafia. And he was talking back to his other monarchs that were still trapped. And he was almost talking like, what you're going through is Stockholm syndrome, because as I'm talking, as the prince who's now been banished, you can see what I mean. You can see how stifled you are. You can see what kind of life you've got. And that was a stark moment for me. And I don't do monarchy. I don't do aristocracy. I don't do elevated positions. I don't do deism. It's all bollocks. We're all human. I don't do that elitist mentality. But when he said that, that must have made them sit and think. This establishment, this monarchy, it runs by itself. You know what I mean? But it always has to maintain the stiff upper lip, no matter what goes on within it. No matter what goes on within it. All the scandals over the years, and they're the things that we know about. The show has to keep going. I wouldn't want to be in an environment like that. So when Harry expressed that, that for me is more than what, obviously, Oprah Winfrey, you know, The Colour Purple, guaranteed what she homed in on. So, same again, this ain't really agreeing with Piers. In many ways, some people have said it, there's one word that keeps cropping up that people say, and it's not that offensive, knob. Is a knob. That's how they personally perceive him, and I've got to agree with him in many ways on many occasions that he spoke. But there are many times that I've congratulated him for pinning a politician, holding him to account, or making a certain stance on a certain issue. But I don't agree with a lot of what he says. But Harry said sick people run this world. Well, it's something we all know anyway. So it's not, that shouldn't be sensationalistic for anyone. You know what I mean? If anything, it's interviews like that that pull the veil away from what the media are trying to portray. You know what I mean? I was watching another actor, Dave Harwood, is it? Black guy, English actor. He was on LBC before, talking to O'Brien, James O'Brien, is it? And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I could not believe it. He actually called Piers a racist denier for him having the opinion that he did. And I thought that was extraordinary, even though what he was saying nothing but, I find it extraordinary that England don't want to call themselves out for being racist. And I think, you're an English guy that has gone through the school of acting, worked your way up to do some fucking brilliant work, dramas, films, elevated yourself now to the highest echelons of Hollywood. You've done what maybe a lot of them do, sit in Hollywood, enjoying the trappings, or wherever he lives in America, loving it. It's a different lifestyle. It might be totally different culturally. I've been over there, so I can understand. I've been to many countries. You could sit in any country and have the same vibe. But to sit there and basically castigate English people generally, knowing that it's the same English people that got into that position in the first place. Yes.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. So, same again, everyone's got an opinion and it's quite welcome to that opinion. But same again, you won't get people from complaining to Offset over him saying that. Don't take him off the air. You just know that, you know what, I don't agree with you. I might still watch a film. You know what, I'll never watch a film of yours again. Pro-choice. That's all you got to do, pro-choice. We don't have to set up the fucking gallows every time someone expresses themselves, even if you think they're full of shit. And I think that's why I agree with this guy. I've seen it too many times when I've covered marches and people that, you know, that have just totally been, boom, cut them off, cut the finances off, do. And then I think, man, there's people worse than that, totally out, still saying what they freaking want. And everyone's there seeing it and can see how you've got a double standard thing going on here. So then does it work out that that person then is the chosen person to be? Because if you're going to be outraged, let's going to do a purge, let's do it across the board. So you make it fair on all sides, and then no one can complain. Mate, thank you, sir. I am okay. Absolutely sweet. Pucker. Job's a good one. Whatever you want to call it. I'm all right. Thank you for asking. Well, don't know how many the number is. That might be right, but I've not verified that. Not looking, to be fair. Yes! Yes, Indigo. Listen, I started off this stream telling people, your elephant was freaking me out, Indigo. Your elephant was freaking me out, right? It was looking into my soul. And it chilled me. It proper chilled me. But having said that, gotta say, Dolly Daydream, or I should now call her. What should I call her now? Dolly Doolittle. Dolly Doolittle. She's making things come to life. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's doing it. Here we go. Mum said to me when I was young, if someone calls you a packer, then they are the one with the problem. So you just ignore it and know that they are not worth your time. No racism exists unless you make it. I can't argue with that, mate. That's my basic argument as well. And well done. And it sounds like you had a mum that was very wise and just told you to dismiss it. Doesn't matter unless you make it matter. Why should it? You can't control the vibration of another individual if they're projecting that at you. What you can control is your vibration, what you project back. Don't mean to say you've got to go up, give them a kiss and a hug. Just walk away, do what you got to do in that moment in time. But that is a far stronger signal for you as an individual on a stress level, on an anxiety level, and ultimately showing that individual that you've risen above their low frequency. They'll see it, because if they're at such a low frequency, all they want back or all they expect back is that same low frequency. That is the battle. how to get yourself above that, where, you know what, say it. All you've done is shown yourself by saying that. I mean, the contradiction thing is, Harry was caught on film. Harry actually filmed a segment where he was in an airport where he was in the services and they were all sleeping in the waiting area waiting for the plane. You've got them all lay on the floor, and he refers to one of them as his packy friend. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of hypocrisy, you could say there. Well, why are you getting outraged now? I don't know. You've got to ask him that. You know what I mean? My opinion, maybe, is that all of a sudden the shoe is now on the other foot. So he's now got his own blood, his own generation that is now directly affected by a comment like that. So maybe he then sees it differently now. At the same time, do we grandstand it to the way they did? No. I've had, like this gentleman here, lady, has had that same comment. You just brush it off and get off with it. You don't then proclaim all the society's fucking racist. So it's almost like, you know what, Harry? If you'd have lived in the 70s, growing up as someone of dark complexion, the amount of animosity you had towards yourself for being that individual, fucking hell, that'd have been an Oprah interview. You only had one instance where maybe one of your family members might have said something that is construed as, you know. It's funny, I could really go into this because I've got two stories where people have alluded to the skin colour of my child. And it's very interesting, the colour of the people that done it, what was said, and the way they meant it. It was very uncanny. Same as, do a scream? No. As a painter and decorator, I was getting paint delivered, and this was irrefutable. I was getting paint delivered, and as you know it, from time to time when I do videos in work, I have my earphones in most of the day. So when the phone rings, I've got my earpieces in. When the delivery comes, I'm in my new build, I'm in my house. The delivery come, he gave me a phone call to let me know that he was now on site. I'm now talking to him, and I could see him from where I was situated. I could see the van pulling up. He didn't know where I was. He could just hear me over the phone. He didn't know I had earpieces in either. He thought, well, I don't know what he assumed, but he didn't realise. So as we're talking, I'm letting him know that I'm now making my way to the street to go and greet him and go and get the paint, right? I still have my earpieces in. I walk out my house, the van's there, I wave. And as I wave, I walk up to the van. Still got my earpieces in, but I think I might have had a hood up or something. For whatever reason, he didn't click that the phone was still connected to the earpiece. So he's on the inside of the vehicle, the doors are shut. And he looked, so I could see him look through the windscreen. He goes, "Oh, monkey." And that's what he said. And the crazy thing is, I heard it through the earpiece. I didn't hear it through outside. So it was literally like we were still on the phone. So as he got out of the car, I said to him, "You just call me a monkey," and put my arm around him. So I thought, if I don't try and act positive in this scenario now, I'm going to knock him the fuck out. Yeah? So I put my arm around him, not in an aggressive way, just like, "Did you just call me monkey?" And tried to laugh it off. And he went, "No, no, no." And I turned to him and said, "Dude, I've got my earpiece in. I just heard you over the phone saying it." And at that point, he realised that he'd not hung up his phone. So he knew that what I was saying. So then he admitted to it. He admitted to it. What did I do? I told my boss. My boss told his boss. There was a bit of a connection fit in the background. My boss come to me and said, "It's up to you how you play this, Phil." I'll let you know now, as you know, I'm a white guy, but I've got family that is mixed race. My daughter's got a mixed race child. I know how she can be perceived sometimes when we're out. So it's up to you how you play this. So they supported me 100%. Even his employer said, it's up to you. I'm not going to argue on this because he's admitted to it. How do you want to play it? Do you want to get the police involved? Do you want to... I just said no. I basically give him a verbal slapping for 10 minutes. I recommended to his boss that he doesn't lose his job and fucked off on my way. And luckily, I've not seen his ass again. And that's the way I dealt with it. Whether I was right or wrong to deal with it that way, that's the way I dealt with it. I feel better. I could have literally played the race card. No, he's got to lose his job. Why should he do that? What? No. Why? Why should I leave a man destitute for saying a fucked up thing? If that guy's got a low vibration and that's how he perceives me, I can't change that. Me taking a job from him is not going to make it any fucking easier either. It's not going to make me feel better. That's one down. No, that's one with a low vibration. At the same time, I work on site that's predominantly white. Do I then turn around and go, all you racist motherfuckers? No, I don't. I crack on. I treat people how I want to be treated myself. People will treat me on how they want to be treated themselves, hopefully. If they're a knob, they're a knob. Knobs come in all shapes and sizes, all skin tones. So that's my little diversion there, my little story. But for me, people have opinions. And I'm not classing Piers as a racist denier. That's up to him to class himself how he wants to class himself. He's an individual that's got an opinion, that is not overtly doing anything to harm me, that's not ultimately said, your existence as a black person in this country is, so why? Why? Why am I now calling him a racist denier? What the fuck? Just because he's got an opinion? Just because he may have took things too personally? Thank you, Mick B196868. So I'm assuming that that's your date of birth. So I'm assuming you're 2 years older than me. So I'm assuming by that you'll know exactly the climate I was talking about when I was growing up. So nah, yeah, it is. But you know what? I'm not here going, oh, poor me, I went through this. Fuck that. No. I get into what is good. I get into what is positive. I have meaningful engagements like with yourselves. I ain't going to project that shit on you. Why should I? What right have I got to make you accountable for what happened with one geezer? Why should I let the next person pay for the crime of what that guy done? I didn't even let him pay for it. He shouldn't. A knob's a knob. He's come across wrong. He doesn't realise. Maybe he'll go and do exactly the same thing to the next person of colour again. I don't know. It's up to him. Up to him. It's what I want to become out of that. And that's it. Do I become a product of that? No, you don't. Do I live in an area that is predominantly like that? No, I don't. I can do whatever I want. I can talk to whoever I want. 9.9999 times out of 10, every engagement I have is a positive, rational, well thought out, decent and considered conversation. And that will be with whoever it is. Do I have to do a list, a census of what demographics, what paradigm, what gender? and then we can extrapolate. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not like that. And we're all not like that. But we're all being forced to become products of it. It's narrative building again. So as much as you've got your Prince that'll do his interview, Oprah that'll make the juiciest bit what she wants to make, whether they're telling the truth or not, they're still giving their opinion. Then you've got the counter to it, which is Piers thinking, I don't know what he was thinking, but he done that. You've got paedophilia, you've got all types of crimes that's still going on. I've still yet to cover it, a COVID open letter. An open letter where you're talking about the independent investigation team that's supposed to be in China finding out the original source of COVID. Still after all this time, they're being stalled, they're being stifled to the point where they've had to bring out an open letter that they've released complaining that half of the delegates in this team are Chinese. That's not racist, but what they're saying is that they do feel that these Chinese delegates are really succumbed to the CCP. They're just doing China's bidding. So they're not being impartial. So because of that, they're not getting all the information that they need to get. So they've put out an open letter. But we're not talking about that. We're hoo-haing over bullshit. Same again, it's not that I agree with Piers. It's not trying to, that guy sometimes is a pompous prick. And that guy's been involved in his own little scandals. Remember the phone tapping shit that he was involved in? So, no, I don't trust him. He's not my kind of guy. He said certain things that'll go, well, you're all right. You've put that together in a nice little package. I'll buy it. But other than that. But the point of the climate is a bigger issue, isn't it? Yes. He delivers TKE. Bang, bang, bang. He delivers TKE. Yes. Go to Australia and get your actual queen back, please, instead of this German pretender. Oh, this German pretender. Mate, everything feels like the Wizard of Oz. And the Jack Russells pulled the fucking curtain back. It's like, oh, for God's sake. Everything. It's like, I'm not freaking out here. But when I've got Navy Nelly gawping at me, trying to psych me out, I'm a mod. Why are you psyching out a mod? Don't make any sense. The curtain's gone back. It's a perception bending event. So you don't have to tell me we live in a twilight zone. Fucking hell. No joke. It's no joke, mate. You go and look at that elephant. Look it in the eye and see if you go where I go. Freak me the fuck out. I ended up in the fetal position 10 minutes after the stream. I'm like, oh God. Man, it was in the windows to my soul, dude. I can't overemphasize that. Here we go. It's all bollocks. It's designed to keep your eye off the ball. Why has Piers not looked at deaths added to COVID deaths for no reason but fear-mongering? So this is what I was saying. This is not saying that we should reinstate Piers. In many ways, let's look at, the role of the media and look at the way they've kicked him out. And he was playing the role. They've still done him. I mean, he's going to end up somewhere and someone will pay him. I mean, that's the thing. you don't seem to have much scruples in this, do you? You know what I mean? That even if he denies on that level, someone will still have him. But he has got an opinion. Can't deny him that, but I don't agree with him, particularly with COVID and the way he's vilified people. Vilified. But what I will do is, I've got it here. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. Here we go. Right, let me get that up. This is Piers. Paparazzi have got on his arse, and they've probably collared him just after he got off the toilet. You know what they're like? Witch hunt, innit? Every man's, you know what I mean? You think, man, express an opinion. This could happen to any of us. You know what I mean? There's plenty of videos that I've done that probably if you stream them on BBC or ITV, imagine. Shit, I'll be there with a roller in my hand and I'll have like 50 paparazzi outside. What in my ass? And that's the way it is. It's like a mad witch hunt, innit? But let's see if I can, we got the, just see, did I remove that? I removed that, bring it back in because I don't think I shared the audio on that. Go in again. Share audio. There we go. There we go, mucker. Let me mute my audio. Right. It's up to you what you make of it. But this is Pierce's reaction with paparazzi on his ass like a rash.
I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in the right to be allowed to have an opinion. If people want to believe Meghan Markle, that's entirely their right. I don't believe almost anything that comes out of her mouth. And I think the damage she's done to the British monarchy and to the Queen at a time when Prince Philip is lying in hospital is enormous and frankly contemptible. So if I have to fall on my sword for expressing an honestly held opinion about Meghan Markle and that diatribe of bilge that she came out with in that interview, so be it.
Sorry. As an opinion person wanting to express an opinion, I feel, you know, it was kind of wrong for that to happen in that way, and it's a sorry state of affairs, and it's a question of who's going to be the next one, because that's all we ever really see. In the world of activism shows you that people who express an opinion get duly closed down, demonetized, defunded, seen as the bad guy, and then been allowed to have been vilified with the kind of pitchfork mentality, which will create waves by supporters and haters alike. So there's that distractionary crap over it. So it's where you what state we're going to be in if we keep doing this. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have the right to complain. Do what you want. Do what you want. You don't like something, you truly feel something's offended you. But have we got the right to, if someone's not broke any laws, if someone's not overtly saying anything that's harmful or inciting anything on another individual? So it's a question of how you see it. I guess this is going to be that split in the camp as well, won't it? And my comments seem to have frozen, guys, so I don't know what's going on here. Throw this out, see if it gets it moving. Is it? Even that's not appeared. Has it? No. I've just put a comment out. I don't know whether you guys can read it. Frozen comment section, and it's not even come up on my comment section. So if I try and do that, Joe Rogan knows. Good for him. I can go up. Refresh your page. That's come up, Phil. There we go. Test. Yes, now we've refreshed. We can see it. We're back in the room. Yeah, well, he has. And we can't deny that. Like I say, if we're going to go on a purge, I mean, the guy is a knob. The guy, the way he delivers his argument, he doesn't have an element of respect. So it's all right having a strong voice. It's okay projecting yourself where people can hear you. But doing it in what people may construe as a passive-aggressive manner, and when you're literally not allowing people to speak, and when you can see it in the body language of the people that you're doing it to, when they tend to switch off as if to say, I'll just let him speak because there's not a lot I can say here because that'll end up in an argument, that's when you know it's more than one side. And you could see that clearly with individuals. So I'm not saying that he should remain. I think the public should talk through how they view it, whether they view it. If enough people withdraw away from that program, they'll know exactly why that is. And then they make the due, well, we can put it down to that. Sorry, maybe you've got to look at the way you deliver your opinion. Not literally come after him because he's expressed that opinion. Because we're all going through that. We're all here going through the same thing. We're all here trying to manage and micromanage our vocabulary in order to appease the masses. Now, that makes sense on so many different levels. People should, through semantics, look at what they're saying, analyze every word that's coming out of your goddamn mouth. And if you've got something to say, say it. But have respect. Look at who you're talking to. Look at the point in what you're talking about. Whether you actually have got consideration for the other side on it, or whether you're going to just talk at them. You know what I mean? Because they'll all get varying different results on how you engage on it. Let's get it up. Deliberately targeting someone is wrong, and I'm not sure why Piers Morgan is surprised when he's targeted back. Mate, I probably can't argue with that point. I guess if you're going to be that opinionated and you're going to shoot after people in interviews and you're going to be seen as this person who he's pulled that person apart, he's pulled that politician apart, I guess there's an element of karma. If you don't handle that interview fairly and always look like you're the one who's going to just pull them down, I guess with karma, it's going to come back, as in the same treatment may happen to you. So I guess that's a lesson he should learn as a life lesson. You know what I mean? I think, poor people. Oh, God. So far left, we were going to say. I know. It's like putting your left shoe on. What's going to happen if you just walk with your left foot? The angle's going to always veer left, innit? And all of a sudden, you're going to end up back round on yourself like that. Or with the right, it's like, the hell? Maybe that's why you got right and left, so you can kind of just keep yourself in the middle. No sound. We've got sound. McTavish, we got sound. We got sound, I think. It's all panto. There is that element of it. It's a massive circus, isn't it? You know, the tabloids are going to run with it, and because of that sensationalistic value, it drags people in. And then people have an opinion. I was talking to an assistant site manager that was telling me that the forklift truck driver said, in his opinion, that he felt Harry and Meghan should not be allowed back in the country again. Now, that's his opinion, but I'm thinking, well, what have they done to you? You know, they're not saying get him out of a forklift truck driver's job. If they're doing that, then I can understand why you're saying don't let them in the fucking country, right? My job's at stake here. But so why have you got such a strong opinion about whatever? That's their conversation, their personal experience and feelings. But because we're all emotionally charged and invested in this, you feel you got the right to say, stop these fuckers at the border. But yeah, how many fucking immigrants are coming in on dinghies? Can't speak a word of English, probably won't give a fuck about your ass, but you're not really saying nothing about that. And this is where you're like, oh man, you've got to leave people, everyone's got an opinion. It's not for me to start screaming at him and saying, right, you've got to lose your job now because you've just said that. Sounds fine, Mac. Sounds fine, Mac. It sounds fine, Mac. There it is. Sounds fine, Mac. There it is. So that. You're right there. You're right. Sleight of hand in it. The old sleight of hand. It's like, keep looking at that. You know what it's like? What was his name? Was it Roy Howard? Is it, oh, that old actor, the funny one that used to do the old films where he'd be cheekily grabbing women's butts, but he'd do it in a way where he'd be looking at that and he'd go, hey, like, ooh. You know, it's all that kind of stuff. It's literally deception. Return of the film, there he is. Return of the film, talking shit. Return of the film, Nazi. Oh, God. Savile. Don't get me on Savile. Phil's music face is something to behold. Mate, I can feel me getting paparazzied out of this fucking planet. Not because of my opinions, because people are sick of me doing that shit, right? They're sick of it. They're sick of it. Why does he have to turn conversations into songs? He's not a fucking folk singer. I don't see an acoustic guitar next to him, so tell him to stop it. Oh, here we go. What go on in there? What have I missed? I know. I can't help it. Some people are kleptomaniacs. Some people like wearing nappies, putting apples in the mouth. Some people like women dressing up in funky clothes and booting them in the bollocks. There's all different fetishes that go on that make this beautiful planet what it is. Mine is, unfortunately, not being able to go through the day without making a musical out of something I'm talking about. I've done it for years. My kids have had to grow up with me doing it. They'll talk to me and I'll just like, and they're like so bored of it now. They're like, come on, Dad. I'm like, check the wordplay in that. That's took some thinking, that, and look how spontaneous it was, and it doesn't win them over. They don't give a shit. They're like, seriously, Dad, and turn the telly up. Turn the telly up. Phil's a songster. Yes, Gerald. See you later, mate. Bye-bye, baby, baby, goodbye, Gerald, Gerald, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Gerald, Gerald, goodbye, Gerald, Gerald, bye-bye. Carry on, Phil. It's coming. You're going to get the Piers treatment. Paparazzi. They're coming. Your location has been planted in their devices. Oh, for God's sake. Yes, Amanda. Hey, up, someone else has gone. Bay City Rollers. And that's showing me age, innit? Fucking hell. No wonder Sun Life is writing to me, because they're going, dude, you're 50. When you're singing Bay City Rollers, right? Don't be giving me that you look 30 shit. You're 50. Have that and open up a retirement plan. I think it's just a show to tell people they are allowed to voice their opinion. Well, yeah. Let's look at it that way. It suppresses people, doesn't it? It makes anyone else go, you know what? He had a strong personality. He had a strong opinion. He had the money. And he didn't give a fuck. But look what they done to him. So little old me better shut up. You know, there will be an element of that. And we've seen that happen with so many vocal people. Boom. They close your ass down. Close your ass down. Yeah, mate, I got the letter. Got the letter. It was pretty much to the day. It wasn't a Christmas card. It wasn't a birthday card. It wasn't a birthday card. It was inviting me on the Sun Life retirement plan. And I'm like, man, that's a surveillance state for you, isn't it? Fucking hell. You can wander around this planet from 0 to 50, right? Wherever you end up at the age of 50, Sun Life's got your ass. It's taken 50 years to locate you, but they fucking got you. You could be living up a tree, right? And I swear to God, you'll get a Sun Life over 50s plan van that'll pop up there, and the guys go, are you Phil? Are you Red Pill Phil? Yeah. I've got a letter here for you. How the fucking hell have you found me? Mate, I've got a letter here for you. It's for you. They're like fucking bailiffs. It's like, Jesus, what? How? Seriously? I could live with an indigenous tribe in fucking Papua New Guinea, and I bet you, they'll find me. They'll find you. They're coming for you, right? So that's the shit. That's the Great Reset. Never mind Bill Gates. It's fucking Sun Life you need to worry about. Sun Life. What right have they got to make me feel like that? They've got no right. They've got no right to make you feel like that. Shortly after my birthday, I felt the best I'd ever felt. I got my bike, I was going out. I felt fucking 22 all over again. No, not till I looked at my map. Sun Life. No, Phil, you're not 22. Come on. I'm like, no. So, anyone, I feel you. And if people are going to push me, right, if I'm going to become an activist over something, really, I think my journey is fucking deplatforming Sun Life from the world. Close their ass down. Ain't doing people good like that. Giving people heebie-jeebies when they're feeling fucking great on the birthday. Don't put me on a bad one. Most people call me UBRS, Amy. Under the bus is a new one. Mate, I don't know how old you are, Toddy. Don't know how old you are, but they're coming. They are, dude, they are. They're worse than bailiffs because it's a psychological shit. They don't have to take money. It's planting that shit in your head. Gaslighting you. You might feel 30, Phil, but you're not. You're 50. You're old. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, stair lifts are becoming a thing. Fucking stair lifts. Are you for real? You know what I mean? Bathrooms that have got aids everywhere. I don't need an aid. I just need you to stop doing this to me. Right? Stop it. Cheers, dude. Cheers. Sun Life, mate. Sun Life. They've got, mate. Dave must have created anxiety. Anxiety. It's not on. What they need to do, right? They need to have Dolly. This is where you come in, yeah. Dolly Doolittle. Need to commission a painting to freak them the fuck out. Big pair of eyes, windows to the soul. Look into the soul of Sun Life. Look at what you're doing to people, Sun Life. Are you irresponsible? You're worse than Ryanair at this moment. Fucking jab and go. Stop giving people shit when they don't want it. If I want a retirement plan, I'll go and get it. Simples. I don't get people just delivering bottles of tomato ketchup at my house. No, I'll go and get it. You know what I'm saying? Stop pushing, pimping me out. I think we should. Mate, I ain't doing that again. That's a once only thing. That's a once only thing. I don't think my wife ever got over that. Because I did say, don't ever tell my wife I've been singing that song on here, right? Don't. But well, mate, if we're going to close people down, right, ain't good for people's psyche. Let people live, yeah? It's like, look at it this way. You know what they might as well call themselves? You know that theory, glass half full, glass half empty? We all know what that means. Glass half full means you're positive, glass half empty means you're pessimistic, motherfucker, so cheer up. You know what I'm saying? Don't call them Sun Life. What? What's sunny about what you're doing? Glass half empty. That's what you're doing. You're putting a clock on my head. You're putting a clock on my head. You're putting a clock on everyone else's head. What right have you got to do that? Glass half empty. What? That's abuse. It's ritual abuse, mate. Ritual abuse. You're being violated. Do you know that? Do you understand that? You're being violated. I wouldn't take that shit. 5 years of that. 5 years of that. You're obviously a strong character, Carl. That's all I can say. Yeah, you're persevering. I'm not as strong as you. First time round, triggered. Triggered. Don't be doing that. Wonder if they know my age, or is it just my property? They know your age, mate. They know everything about you. Fake Jesus. Come your 50th. Doesn't matter what property. They're going to come for you. They're going to find you. I'm telling you. You could do a Bear Grylls and live in a fucking camel carcass and you'll still get a knock on the ribs. Hello? Big Jesus, over 50s, Sun Life, just got this for your ear. Fuck all to do with your property, mate. It's you. Minority Report, the homing in. From 0 to 50. It starts from 0. Look at it that way. Look at it that way. Who's ever having a baby now, look at it this way, right? Look into your baby's eyes and go, man, Sun Life are on them already. They've got 50 years, but Sun Life are on them already. That's how dramatic this shit is. Take me seriously, guys. Amen. Amen. Mick B, 68. Look, he's on it. He's had his Sun Life. He's had it. He knows where I'm going with this. Yes, another amen from Sister Jane. We know it. We know it. And if you're arrogant enough at 25 now watching this stream going, ha, 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 they're coming. They're coming. They're just doing the slow route. They're just circling your ass, yeah? And them 20 whatever years are going to go boom, and then it ba-ding. Fucking Alex moment, like what? Like that traffic warden. Wait till that clock ticks, boom, midnight, there you go. Half glass empty. Well hung Scotsman. What? What? Don't need it. We're not going there. They're coming for you, Barbara. Barbara, sorry. Bearer of bad news. I don't know why Amy's just come out with that. She might have a valid point. I'm not assuming whether you're 50, whether you're under, whether you're over. I'm not going to do that. But if they're coming, take that shit seriously, Barbara. Take it seriously. Because it's not nice. Half glass empty. Right. So I mean, Jay, it sounds like you've had 12 years plus of it, Jay. That's systematic abuse, Jay. I'm just putting you in that realm. I don't want to, I've got to be honest. That's why I'm here. I'm being honest. Red pilling people. If you've been receiving literature of this kind for 12 years plus, that's got to have had a psychological effect on your very being, Sister Jane. I don't know whether it has. If it hasn't, then whatever you've done about it, fair play. I need to do a little bit of that, but I'm just saying, gets the best of us. Oh, God. Don't know whether to hail him. He's a knob, but he's got a right to... I'm not suggesting what... Here we go. All I was going off was the name. If someone's decided to call themselves well-hung Scotsmen, I'm not going to demean their character because I don't know them. All I'm thinking is, I'm not going to tell you what I think, because that opinion, I might end up with 20 paparazzi outside my house before I've even ended the stream. And Sun Life at the back of him. So, when someone puts on their avatar, well-hung Scotsman, I'm sure they're brilliant. That's all I'm saying. Look at him. Peacocking again. I'm getting sick of this peacocking. Don't invite this shit. If you are well endowed, my friend, buzzing. Buzzing. Don't now put psychological shit on people that are not. That's all I'm saying. Not everyone in here has got that ability. See what I mean? See what I mean? Put yourself in his shoes. Well hung Scotsman. Don't be swinging it in here. You know what I mean? People are hurt by it. People are not as in a swingy mood as you are. Some people don't want to swing it at all. Scotsman, you've got to adhere to that. Oh, God. Is it my fault? I'm not the one swinging anything about here. I'm just saying, right? It's not, I don't swing things. I don't swing. Maybe a golf club every now and then, but I'm shit at that. That's about it. Parts of it, no. I'm not my bag, right? Not me. Oh, God. Come on, where are we going? Scotsman, what have you been doing? To the wider public, the rumours are flying. The rumours are flying. Come on. The paparazzi will be at your door. I keep telling you, they're homing in. Tell it to the Queen. What? About Scotsman swinging it about? Why would she want to hear that, Amy? I'm not sure she really wanted to hear that. And if I tried to go on Good Morning Britain and say, Good morning, Britain, yeah, you just fucked Piers off for just having his opinion. But before I go, can I just say, a message for the Queen? The well-hung Scotsman wants to come round and swing it round Buckingham Palace. You don't mind, do you? Soon as I get off air, ding, 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 he's off. He's done. Bury his arse. Oh, I know. Oh, God. I'll be like, you know what? You send me another fucking letter like that and you'll be planning your funeral. Do you get me? Do you get me? Sister Jane, I tell you must be fucking levitating. You must be doing some David Blaine stuff right now because I'd be like, man, I'm not having this. You're not doing this to me, right? You're going to put me in a grave 20 years earlier than I needed to. Pack it in. Fill his cap. What? Oh, no. You talked about Craig Charles. You are, aren't you? He's funny. He's funny. I do like him as a geezer. My God. I had that one for years. My brother used to look like... I haven't seen him for years. That's why I said that. My brother resembled the lead singer at Fine Young Cannibals. And you know how many times I've had that shit thrown at me? And someone actually thought it was Wes Brown once. While I was in a toilet, from one urinal to another. So you could say, Scotsman, I was swinging it around the toilet when someone said to me, can I have your autograph, Wes? I'm like, what the... What? Yeah. Brilliant singer. It was me. I'm not that bad. No, I'm not really. I'm not. But thanks a lot. I'll take it. Right, I'm going to get going anyway, because this has been like 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'd like to thank everyone for sitting through me and my songs and me giving my opinion. Please don't order any paparazzi to turn up. And if anyone is on the side of Sun Life, I'm just voicing my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're all brilliant people. I'm not now having a witch hunt on them, but don't send me any more shit. You know what I mean? Big thank you to everyone. Great Brit, Katie J Swallow, all the usual peeps that have made this show happen as normal. There's going to be another stream coming up at weekend. I'll be talking to a guy on quite an interesting topic that he realised he'd seen, and it's kind of got his goat and he wants to bring it up. There'll be more material coming up in between all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just look out in the future on this channel. Yes, it's been a saga. It's right, isn't it? Why do we do this? But I'm glad you've enjoyed it, guys. Much love to all of you. Stay positive. And remember, they can only take you if you let them. Red Pill film, remember with it in the chat. Brightest blessing. Yes! Indigo Rays. Yes! And you look after that elephant and tell the elephant I'm not that bad, you know. I'm all right. I got the gist that the elephant thought something dodgy about him. Not having him, Indigo. Not having him. So just tell him. Tell him. I'm all right. I'm all right. Not that bad. So you guys look after yourself. Up to weekend. Make sure you have a cracking weekend. Much love to you all. As ever, even the piss haters.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.